Jerome Williams really trying to work hard on Stoudemire. Oh, quick move from Stoudemire and a foul.
2 years into his NBA career, it was clear Amar'e Stoudemire was on the rise. But the Suns as a team were headed in the opposite direction. After finishing a dreadful 29-53 in 2003-2004, changes needed to be made.
Well, I think when the Suns wanted to bring Steve Nash back, obviously Amar'e Stoudemire realized that he had the opportunity perhaps to profit more with the addition of a point guard like Steve Nash than anybody else on the team.
I said, you know what? I like Steve. So I went to Dallas and helped recruit him. Steve came to the Suns, and it's a great fit for us.
Expectations weren't high. I mean, because they, struggled the year before.
Nobody thought the Phoenix Suns had the type of team that they did.
Here comes Nash. He's got Amar'e to his right, elevates and detonates.
We all know how Mike D'Antoni likes to play in the NBA.
Here comes Amar'e, elevates, detonates.
You could call it speed or up-tempo, and that'd only be half as fast as Coach D'Antoni wants it to go.
Amar'e was the centerpiece of it all because teams had to worry about he and Steve Nash. How to defend that. And then once they tried to do things to stop Amar'e, it allowed other guys to have success.
They do that better than anyone in the league now, folks.
Well, it was fun ball. It was run and gun. They were a team unlike any we had seen in a while in the NBA.
Hello, Amar'e Stoudemire.
That run-and-gun style wasn't just stylish. It led to the best record in the NBA and playoff series wins against Memphis and Dallas. Now the mighty San Antonio Spurs stood in their way of a shot at the NBA title.
We knew the Spurs were a heck of a team. Great team. They had playoff experience, won previous championships. It was going to be a struggle. In the playoffs that year, it was mano-a-mano, the way I looked at it.
When the Suns played San Antonio, Amar'e really looked particularly at Tim Duncan of the San Antonio Spurs as a terrific challenge.
Steve Nash. Nash goes to the cutter, and it's a jam for Stoudemire.
I'd never seen anybody devastate Duncan like Amar'e did in that series. Never.
Whammo time for Amar'e Stoudemire.
He just has a will to be great, and he wants to be the best player in the league, and he knew Duncan was probably in his way, and he wanted to show everybody he's better than Duncan.
And it was one play in particular that proved that Stoudemire was in the same class as Duncan.
The one block that he had against Tim Duncan.
It's blocked! Blocked by Amar'e Stoudemire!
Tim Duncan, 7'1", long, dunking the ball dead on, and Amar'e threw it out. So to catch a dunk by Tim Duncan like that, how do you get that strong?
Rebounded by Stoudemire, and he jams it. Wow.
After that series, even though the Suns lost in 5 games, people were saying Amar'e Stoudemire is the next one. He's the big man that's going to dominate the league for the next several years.
That domination wasn't enough as the Spurs bested the Suns in 5 games. But that loss was nothing compared to what stunned the team before the next season even had a chance to begin.
The Suns had just gotten to their training camp, and Amar'e Stoudemire went down with a very serious knee injury. It was an unbelievable shock to the Suns.
As bad as the news of Stoudemire's injury was, even worse was the prospect that he had to undergo microfracture surgery to repair his knee.
Microfracture knee surgery, those are horror words in the NBA. Nobody wants to hear those words, especially in regards to one of their star players, because, we've seen players. Chris Webber never was the same player after microfracture. Allen Houston never was the same player after microfracture.
A lot of people say he's done. The people don't come back from this.
I thought about retirement, thought about am I going to be able to persevere through this injury? Start doubting.
The injury and ensuing surgery was the first major setback of the young Stoudemire's career, but it was only the first step, as a long and arduous rehab was awaiting him.
We just progressed him, it included a lot of different exercises. We just gradually tapered up the activity.
He was there every day. He did what he had to do, but not only physically did he do what he had to do, he had the mindset. And And that's what makes him special.
That really fueled my work ethic. It helped me now. Every day now I do something. Work on my game every day. So it was a great challenge for me.
As scary as the microfracture thing is for an NBA player, specifically a big man, pretty sure Amar'e was like, I've dealt with much worse than this in my life, and look where I am. I can be an NBA superstar.
2 devastating injuries that probably could end the careers for a lot of players, he has been able to come back from and excel.
Amar'e felt like, he could dominate the series one way or the other.